Bom dia. I'm in Portugal. And I'm gonna start off by saying I never thought I would come here. And I think that's honestly kind of a good place to start this video. I don't know much about Portugal, and so I'm here with an open mind and open legs. And so we'll see what Portugal has to offer. Muito bene. I'm coming here with very little knowledge and some preconceptions. My knowledge is like historical knowledge, the age of exploration, the Estado Novo, which was like a police state and that existed all throughout the 20th century. But in terms of like Portuguese culture, Portuguese people, like I don't really know that much. I've heard lots of things. Everyone has heard that the Portuguese are very rude. I know that they have the little streetcar things that will come through here. But aside from that, like, what's going on in Portugal? I don't know. We're gonna find out. It is very hot. It's 30 degrees. I got my groceries. I'm getting settled in and accustomed to Lisboa. But I wanted to stop to take a moment to appreciate some flowers, because that's what you do in Lisboa. These are lantanas, and they're actually very poisonous to the touch, but they're beautiful, and they come in all sorts of different colors, and they follow me everywhere I go. There's lantanas in Valencia, in New York, and now in Lisbon. I just thought that was really cute. I thought it's important to take a moment to stop and appreciate the flowers sometimes. They actually don't really have a scent, but they're beautiful, and they come in white, and they come in... It's not very Lisboa. It's not very Lisboa. Tá. Dale. Foda-se. Foda-se. Okay, muito bem português. Foda-se. Okay, just got home. I thought I'm here with my friend Charles. While he's out, I'm gonna give you a tour of our little Airbnb. This was €800 for cute little kitchen. Got everything you need. Living room, my bed. This is where I don't like the setup that much, but there's like a long corridor here. This is the bathroom, and then into Charles's room here. So as you can see, you do have to walk through that corridor to get to Charles, but that's fine because he stays up later than me. €800 for a week. I'll say this about Portugal. It's cheap. I thought it would be cheaper. You know what I mean? Like compared, like Spain is cheaper, or Valencia at least is cheaper. Actually, Malaga is cheaper, Madrid is cheaper, so I don't know, I was a little surprised. We are in Alto Barrio. Alto Barrio. I'm gonna say everything with a Brazilian accent and piss all the Portuguese off, but Alto Barrio, and it is muy expensivo. Muito expensivo. I think it's these, yeah. Muito bem, muito bem, muito bem, muito bem. This is really cool. Not really, but I think I'm autistically nerding out on this. I think it's cool. This bridge was built in 1940. In 1940, Portugal was under a dictatorship, a corporatist, capitalist, Catholic, conservative state called the Estado Novo, the new state. The head honcho was a guy called Salazar, and he died, I think, in the 70s, and the state outlived him until the 80s, I think, until the Carnation Revolution. But in 1940, right, we're in the midst of World War II, Portugal is in this weird place where it's kind of playing both sides, and it was a center of espionage for the Axis and the Allies because it was nominally neutral. They ended up falling on the side of the British a little bit more and helping the British out. But they also were very much scared of Francoist Spain, who they had a kind of love-hate relationship with. Portugal supported Franco during the Spanish Civil War. They wanted to see a Catholic authoritarian state come to power because that's what Portugal was. And at the same time, they were very scared about Spain, Franco's Spain, creating a sort of Iberian Union and invading Portugal. And they were very scared of getting pulled into a war. So they became quite isolationist and sort of did their own thing. They had their own colonial empire going on. The Estado Novo under Salazar vastly did improve the economy and did improve the quality of living. Portugal has historically always been a very poor country. So the Estado Novo really changed the lives of many Portuguese, as these authoritarian fascist regimes in Europe often do. So like people's appraisal of them is often very complicated. This is cool here. It's like a Roman aqueduct. So the people on the ground, like their appraisal of these regimes that we might think of as brutal are often complicated because they remembered their lives under the Estado Novo being like so much better or whatever. Comparatively, Portugal still is one of the poorest countries, the poorest country in Western Europe. And I think when you see like graphs and breakdowns, anytime you see like a index of Europe, Portugal is always always in the same color red as like Eastern European countries. Why that is, I don't know historically why Portugal is always, it's not a recent thing, it's since like medieval times, Portugal has always just seemed to be kind of overlooked. So I would love to know, but what was my point? Oh, I thought that was really interesting, that bridge back there, because in 1940, in the middle of World War II, Portugal is playing both sides. The espionage that would have been going on between the Abwehr, who are the German spies who were useless, honestly, and the Allies trying to get info, and Portugal, who is Britain's oldest ally? It's actually Portugal. Since the year 700, it's 700 years old, sorry. The alliance between Portugal and Great Britain has existed. This is one of these weird anomalies, right? Portugal and Great Britain are the oldest allies. And why that's important is during World War II, Winston Churchill invoked this special alliance that they had in order to keep Portugal neutral and get, I think, help from Portugal in turn. There was like some maritime thing or something. I don't know the details. Again, all of this information that I'm just saying, this is off the dome. This is from my like history knowledge and history degree. I don't do like research before these videos. I probably should. But I'm just walking around and looking at like things and saying 1940, that's such an interesting date. And I think that is really testament to like where the Estado Novo is at 1940, right? They're isolated, they're building up the country, they're building bridges, and stuff is going on here, but you wouldn't think of it, you wouldn't know. So I don't know. Maybe I'm making a mountain out of a molehill here, but I just think like little details like that are so interesting when you stop and you look and you're like, I wonder what happened at this bridge. I wonder like what was the grant process to get this bridge built? You know, what was here before this bridge? Was this bridge previously like a medieval road that the Moors went along, or the Romans originally created it? Because like you don't just make a bridge out of nothing. Unless you're China in the 21st century, like you don't just go to a random place and make a bridge. Like a bridge always comes from something. So that bridge probably Like I said, came from Roman times, pre-Roman times. The Lusitani tribe were probably crossing that bridge. And then in 1940, Salazar says, build a bridge there. And then right now, here's Sean vlogging. And yeah, just in one site, one object, you can have so much history. Okay, okay, autistic overload done for the day. This area is cute. If I was a digital nomad, which I am, I would live here.
I was thinking maybe just go down the main Grafton Street thingy. It's like a few streets over.
Like, this is Europe. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Okay. Oh my God, like, Bulgaria. Okay, this is everything you need to see right here. Belarusia. A Belarus license plate in a capital city in Western Europe. Not quite sure where I am. I'm still in the center of Lisbon, capital city of Portugal. Hello. There's just a bunch of chickens. I always seem to end up in these situations, and I love it. Like, I can truly say I will never again be in a garden in the middle of Lisbon, surrounded by chickens. I didn't know where I just wandered in here. And that kind of stuff happens when you allow yourself to not have like an itinerary of all the tourist spots that you have to go to. Like, I have no interest in seeing the Tower of Belém or the monument to the exploradors and stuff, because I can read about all that stuff on Wikipedia. But you cannot write a Wikipedia article about like this rando experience that I'm having right now. I'm just like, these random chickens, these cacti, why are they here? Where is this place? Like, I feel like I'm in Narnia, not Lisbon. And to me, like, this is such a more valuable experience because nobody else is having this right now. I can tell you, I'm the only person here. It's just me and the roosters. Okay, well now they're stage fright. There's so many beautiful parks, I will say. Like, from just walking around, I've stopped in about 4 or 5 different parks and I've really liked them. I am drying off after a dip in the pretty cold water because it's the Atlantic Ocean. I'm at Playa de los Pescadores, the fisherman's beach. Actually, I need to check that my bag is still there. I didn't even think about that because like my phone and everything is in it. Oh no. Yes, it is. Okay, the Fisherman's Beach, I think that's the name of it. It's one of the local beaches. So Lisbon is like intersected by a bay, and on the south side of the bay is where all the locals go to the beach. This is what my local friend said. Okay, so I thought this would be a good point to like wrap up my Lisbon thoughts. So I'm gonna set you down here. I'm gonna give you a quick physique check-in. And okay, what can I say? What's my final verdict on Lisbon? I'll start with a synecdoche. So this better be recording. If traveling is a video game, Lisbon is a starting zone. It's very safe. If you're an American, particularly coming from, you know, the Midwest, everyone in Lisbon speaks English. It is a very accessible city. You can tap to pay everything. It's expensive for the locals, and we'll get to that. And it's kind of expensive by like, it's more expensive than Spain, but for a traveler, it's very cheap. And so my thesis is that if you're looking to break into a Euro trip, Lisbon has all the culture sites, all the tourism stuff. It's set up, it's ready to go, okay, in a nice little bow. Me, when I go to a place, I'm looking at a different thing. I don't want to see the Tower of Belém. I don't want to see the monument of the explorators and stuff. It's not that I'm into history and culture. Obviously I am, I have a history degree, but I can read about that stuff. When I go to a place, I want to feel the vibe and the livability. That's the most important thing for me. When you want to buy groceries, like there is a grocery chain, but most of the grocery stores in the area that we're in anyway are like little tiny stores with like one Indian dude working there, and he sells like waters. Very niche, very small. There's not like an industry of scale. And it's not for me. It's not for me. There is a depression in the air here among the people. And here's why, okay? I'm talking about the locals now. The minimum wage in Lisbon is like 6 or 7 euro, and my breakfast was 21 euro. Obviously you shouldn't be eating out breakfast every day, but it would be nice to be able to afford to have breakfast like once a month out with your friends. But that's like 3 hours work for someone who lives here. To hit you with like a fact that I read, which just like blew my mind. Lisbon has the highest disparity in income and purchasing power in Europe. Like, that's including like Romania, okay? Like, that blew my mind. This is a country that was at one point one of the richest countries in the world. Basically could just take all these resources from not just like Brazil, but also their empire in Goa, in the Japan, in Mozambique and Angola. There were, at one point in history, you could go from Portugal to Japan and sailing across the Horn of Africa and never go to a foreign port. You could always go to some Portuguese port along the way. So how are they so poor? I don't know, and that's outside the scope of this video, okay? But like, that vibe translates into the people when you're here, and so you feel this sort of malaise, especially in the last 5 years. And my friend Charles, who was here, said this place has changed. The prices have gone up 2/3. My Brazilian friend noticed that. My local friend said that. Like, the place is becoming extremely unlivable. I have to go back and see my bag is still there. Okay guys, I think that is as good a place as any to wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I know people just say that. I really appreciate you watching. At the publishing of this video, I will be at 1,000 subscribers or maybe more. That is huge. I never could have imagined that when I started this channel. I started this channel honestly just like as a thing for like my mom to watch, and I'm getting quite emotional now because I want you to know that I really appreciate you being along for this journey. So, with that said, thank you so much. I will see you in the next one. Hasta luego. Oh no, I'm not gonna do, I'm gonna walk you down to the beach actually. Okay, let's go. Wait, actually before you go, please like and subscribe the video, okay? It's a free way that you can help my channel grow. So if you go hit the thumbs up, please, and then you can go. Okay, now we're done. A luego.
Pròxima parada, Àngel Guimerà. Correspondència amb les línies 3, 5 i 9.